She stared into the camera, her eyes tired and her voice shaking. Then she said something no one expected. "I haven't been okay for a long time." The moment Melody Shari spoke those words during her Instagram Live, everything fell silent. Fans were stunned. No one moved, no one typed, just silence. Because this wasn't just another online moment or emotional outburst, it was years of hidden pain finally coming out. And let me be honest with you, what had been happening behind the scenes was far more painful than anyone could have imagined. For so long, Melody was seen as the strong one, the one who kept smiling no matter what, the one who managed a painful divorce while raising her children and building her brand, all while being followed by cameras and judged by strangers. She showed grace when things fell apart. She posted pretty pictures, shared quotes about strength, and pushed forward even when life got unbearable. But that night was different. The pain couldn't be hidden anymore. Her voice cracked, her eyes welled up with tears, and she whispered, "Y'all don't understand my pain." And you could feel it. This breakdown didn't just appear out of nowhere. It had been building for years. Slowly, quietly, like a storm waiting to hit. Melody had been giving signs for months. Her smiles started looking forced, her energy had changed, her voice carried a sadness she couldn't shake. But no one paid attention. Not until that night when she went live, and everything finally broke open. People flooded her comment section, sending words of love and support. But many didn't realize she had been struggling silently for a long time. And this wasn't just about Martell, her ex-husband. No, this went deeper. Yes, Martell had caused her pain for years. Their messy breakup, public arguments, and co-parenting issues were exhausting. But this breakdown wasn't only about him. This time, something else pushed her too far. She didn't just feel hurt by one man. She felt betrayed by people she once trusted, friends she'd laughed with, leaned on, and even called family. Let me explain how far this goes. For years, people called Melody strong. They praised her for being unshaken, for surviving heartbreak, and for staying on her feet. But behind those compliments, they ignored her pain. Every time she tried to pause and breathe, more was demanded of her. More filming, more drama, more pretending to be okay. She felt stuck in a world that fed off her sadness. She knew how damaging it was, but she kept going. For her kids, for her brand, for her supporters. But here's the part that really hurts. It wasn't one moment that made her break. It was years of being wounded over and over again. People she called sisters turned their backs on her. Even when she tried to remain calm and keep her peace, producers stirred up drama. They created stories that painted her as distant or cold. Social media followers argued about her every move. Some said she should forgive Martell. Others said she was bitter. She stayed silent until that one night. "I cry myself to sleep," she said. That broke everything. That night, Melody stopped pretending. She wasn't the reality star or the businesswoman. She was a woman in pain, completely exposed. And that was just the beginning. You see, this betrayal wasn't coming from just one side. It came from within her own circle. For years, she dealt with Martell's issues in public. But now, even people she once leaned on were hurting her. Women who were once her support system, like Letitia and Destiny, began acting differently. Fans had noticed the awkward tension, but didn't understand what was really going on. Melody later revealed on a podcast that those two weren't just distant, they had caused her real pain. They'd leaked personal conversations, gossiped behind her back, and even shared details with Martell. Let that sink in. These weren't strangers. These were women who'd once cried and prayed with her. Women who promised they had her back. But instead, they left her alone. They made light of her pain. Some even threw shade in subtle ways, hoping she wouldn't catch on. And worst of all, the show's producers didn't stop it. Some say they actually encouraged it. They edited scenes to make her look mean or hard to work with, when all she wanted was peace. Every moment of drama, every uncomfortable silence, it was all manipulated to keep people watching, even if it crushed her spirit. Can you imagine constantly being used as entertainment while you're falling apart inside? Melody was tired, not just physically, not just emotionally. She was drained deep in her soul. And it got worse. Insiders revealed that she was even asked to play nice with Martell for the cameras. Think about that. Imagine having to smile and pretend around someone who deeply hurt you just to keep a show going. While she was trying to heal, social media only made things worse. Every time she posted something hopeful, people attacked her. "Get over it," they'd say. "Stop playing the victim." They didn't know that every photo she shared, every smile she gave, was hiding a storm inside. She was crying behind the scenes, making business decisions while holding back tears, taking sweet pictures with her children right after emotional meltdowns. She never stopped working. She showed up. But on the inside, she was broken. That emotional Instagram Live wasn't a sign of weakness. It was the final crack in a woman who'd been holding everything together for too long. She wasn't just upset. She was worn out from having to look perfect in a world that didn't care about how much she was hurting. But let's talk about where the betrayal hit the hardest. At one point in her live stream, Melody said something that sent chills through people watching. It hits different when it's your own blood. And with that, everything changed. This wasn't just about a show. This wasn't just about Martell. This was about her family, the people who should have protected her. Some of them were secretly tearing her down. Melody didn't say names, but the way she paused, the way she looked into the camera, the way her voice trembled, it said more than enough. Insiders later shared that some of her relatives, people she had supported emotionally and financially, had sided with Martell behind her back. Yes, the same Martell who humiliated her in public, who made her feel worthless, and who damaged her emotionally for years. It's hard to even imagine that betrayal. Some of those relatives even made fun of her online, quietly, sneakily, through shady comments and posts. That kind of betrayal doesn't just disappoint you, it tears you apart. One of the worst moments came when Melody confided in a family member. She talked about her emotional pain, how she stayed silent for her kids, how much it hurt to smile every day. She opened her heart only to later find out that her trust had been broken. That person had told someone close to Martell. That was the start of one of her worst mental health spirals ever. But here's the part that speaks volumes. Even after all of that, Melody didn't expose anyone. She didn't name names. She didn't share screenshots. She didn't post receipts. She simply said, "God will take care of it." That quiet strength said everything. After that, fans, known as the Millimeters, started piecing things together. They went back through her posts, rewatched scenes, and started noticing all the little things they had missed. The strange captions, the tired expressions, the missing cast members. It had all been there. We just didn't see it. All this time, Melody kept going. She kept filming, she took care of her children, she smiled at events. But off camera, she was journaling, praying, and trying to hold herself together. And all the while, some of the people closest to her weren't standing with her. They were working against her. That's what makes her story so powerful. This isn't just TV drama. This isn't just another celebrity meltdown. This is a woman who was being slowly torn apart in public and in private, and still showed up with strength. But where it truly broke her wasn't on a set or on a podcast. It was in her own home. It was when her children started feeling her pain. During her live, she shared something that made everyone stop cold. Her child had looked at her and softly asked, "Mommy, are you sad again?" That one question shattered her. She had tried so hard to protect her kids from the pain. She had hidden the sadness behind her smile, but even her child could see through it. And that's when Melody realized it was too late to keep pretending. This wasn't just about surviving Martell or outlasting fake friends. This was about saving herself. She was tired of being the strong one, tired of being used, tired of hiding her truth for the comfort of others. She shared that she had been going to therapy, writing in a journal, and praying, not just for healing, but to be a better mother, a better woman, and a woman at peace. She realized that none of it, the show, the fame, the public image, mattered if she didn't feel safe in her soul. And so, Melody started making quiet changes. Fans noticed she began taking longer breaks from social media. She stopped posting as much. Her captions hinted at letting go and protecting her peace. She wasn't trying to be dramatic. She was trying to survive. She posted quotes like, "Protect your peace at all costs," and sometimes walking away is the strongest move. People thought it was just another inspirational post, but now we know it was her preparing to leave. Sources close to her said she started turning down filming requests, delaying contract talks, and thinking about creating something new, maybe a podcast, maybe a documentary, something where she could finally speak freely, her truth, her story, without edits or scripts. And the fans, they were behind her 100%. The internet filled with support. Protect Melody. If she leaves, I'm done with the show. She deserves peace. The energy had changed. This wasn't about entertainment anymore. It was about protecting a woman who had already given too much of herself to a world that didn't deserve her pain. Because Melody Cherie isn't just a reality star. She's a mother, a fighter, a woman who stood tall after heartbreak, betrayal, and even her own blood tried to break her. And now, she's choosing something new. She's choosing herself. She's choosing peace. Melody Cherie's journey is more than just reality TV drama. It's a story of survival, strength, and choosing peace after being broken in every possible way. From betrayal by friends, family, and even the father of her children, to being forced to smile while suffering in silence, Melody held it all in until she couldn't anymore. That emotional live stream wasn't weakness, it was bravery. It was a woman saying, "I've had enough." And now she's doing the one thing most people are too afraid to do. She's putting herself first. No more pretending, no more being strong for show. Melody is reclaiming her peace, and she's doing it on her own terms. Whether she returns to the spotlight or walks away completely, one thing is clear: she's no longer performing for a world that feeds on her pain. She's building something real, raw, and honest. So, to all the women watching who've ever felt unseen, unheard, or betrayed, Melody's story is your reminder. You don't have to suffer in silence. You are allowed to walk away. You are allowed to choose peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful stories like this.